Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to allow a couple of people to swipe in, so please go ahead and swipe in before we start. Today's Jeff Ed is all about post-pregnancy body positivity. Some of you might have seen the previous body positivity Jeff Ed. I am a big advocate for body positivity. And I thought I would do this Jeff Ed. Sorry, just charging my phone. Thought I would do this Jeff Ed on body positivity, especially postpartum. And it applies to not only moms who've recently had babies, although I will be talking a lot about the changes after becoming a mother. I think the changes that we experience after becoming a mother, they're quite permanent. So we will touch on what that looks like as well. I'm going to go ahead and find us here on Jeff, and then you guys can say good afternoon. Swipe in, let me know you're here. If you have any questions or just comments or just a nice little chat towards the end, we're going to open this for discussion in the end. Ooh, found myself. We're just going to open it to a nice discussion. Most of our members, a big portion of our members, are moms, so it's quite a relevant topic. And I just thought, let's talk about some of the things that we never talk about, which is quite important. Okay, so often, and I'll touch on it, we don't really talk about how difficult motherhood is. We don't really talk about the changes our bodies go through, and there's a lot of pressure from society. So how do we actually manage, and how do we find a way to be positive about our bodies? And, body positivity doesn't mean you're always positive about your body. I think that's also a misconception. Manny Cook is here. Good afternoon. I'm so used to saying good morning. Good afternoon, Manny. Kelly is here. Good session for you. She is tagging Taryn. Thank you so much. Hello, Coach Liz. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Karen. She's here. Pat is with us as well. Good afternoon. We've got Sharon. She says, hello, Liz. We've got Celeste, one of my bomb squad ladies, one of my one-on-one clients. Good afternoon, Celeste. So lovely to see you here. Elsa is with us as well, another bomb squad member. I popped this on our little group just before. It's so nice to see you guys join us. Hello, Lieve Liz. Hello, Elsa. Welcome. So nice to see so many moms here. Guys, lovely little chat. There's no right or wrong. Okay, we're just going to have a little discussion, and I think it's just a good idea to normalize talking about some difficulties, and also just normalizing the fact that every single one of us struggles with body positivity. It's not something that you just sort of tick off the list and it's done. It's definitely something that's a work in progress for the rest of our lives. I'm going to go ahead and kick off. So please, if you've got any questions, comments, pop them in the comments for me. Let's have a nice little chat at the end. All right. So while we are pregnant, it's so easy to be kind to our bodies, isn't it? It's like we appreciate our bodies for what it can do, the fact that we can grow this little human. We're in awe of what our bodies can do. We respect our bodies. We nourish our bodies with the right food. We're in tune with what our bodies need. Hey, like we really accept our limitations as well. So no, I can't have this because I'm pregnant, and I can't do doing this because I'm pregnant. But we accept these limitations because our body really has a purpose. Okay, it's fulfilling a purpose, and for that moment it doesn't seem selfish because we're taking care of our bodies. That's in turn taking care of a little human being that's sort of growing inside us. So what happens after birth is we actually struggle with our new identity as mothers. Okay, so, and this isn't something that only happens straight postpartum. This is something that is an adjustment, and it's quite a permanent adjustment for the rest of our lives. Some of us struggle with stress stretch marks, with a weaker pelvic floor, maybe weaker core muscles. Some of us struggle with hair loss. Oh my gosh, I mean, your hair is so full when you're pregnant. Afterwards, there's maybe some hair loss. We struggle with separation of our abdominals. Diastasis recti, I can never pronounce that correctly, which is separation of our connective tissue between our abdominals. And it's quite a thing because it's something quite noticeable. Some of us struggle with our semi-pregnant look and our totally super normal weight gain after pregnancy, that we immediately think, oh my gosh, we are struggling with so much weight because we've picked up 15, 20 kilograms, whatever it is, and we're obviously different to what we were before. So this is a struggle that can seem extremely superficial to others, especially those who haven't experienced it before. But I think every mom knows that it really isn't superficial. It's everything but. We talk about the brutiful, which is the brutal yet beautiful journey to motherhood. It's this journey of the metamorphosis that we experience. It's quite life altering as we move and rebuild from pre-baby to our new identities as moms. It's quite a process. It's a metamorphosis, and it doesn't come without pain and adjustment and challenges. I mean, any metamorphosis does, no matter how many times you've been through this. So it's not just for new mums. If you've had more than one baby, it's always a process that brings rediscovery. It's always something that you have to rediscover who you are now, like a mom of one versus a mom of two. Firstly, it's incredibly normal for us to feel different about our bodies, because our bodies have rightfully changed through this process of growing and then eventually birthing a child. It sounds so basic that it's normal, but we almost don't normalize that. Like, our bodies go through a change. What's not okay, actually, is how society is telling women that they should bounce back. I love that. When they say bounce back and get your pre-pregnancy body back. Isn't that cool? Well, women are not balls. Okay, we're not meant to bounce. So firstly, that's not cool. And secondly, the other thing that happens is that moms who do attempt to take care of themselves, spend time away from their babies, or they practice self-care, they're most of the time shamed, or even labeled as selfish or vain, because you've got this new baby, so this is what you should be doing now, like 100% care. And if you go for a walk or you go for a gym session, you do anything but be there right at that moment for the baby, it's potentially dangerous to be labeled as someone who's quite selfish or vain, because how can you don't worry about your looks right now, the baby takes priority. So that's not okay. It's not okay to shame someone because they are practicing self-care, which, as a lot of physical self-care has a huge impact on mental well-being. It's not that it's the be all and end all the way we look, but basic hygiene when you're mom, like a brand new mom, like washing your hair or just getting a shower in uninterrupted. It's quite a cherished event, and we shouldn't be made to feel guilty about that. Okay, so this is new moms. Okay, women who are breastfeeding are told that your baby's not going to like the milk when you exercise, it's going to taste sour and all this other nonsense. Or even worse, you're going to lose your milk, and then that's again shaming you, because how dare you do anything that's going to affect your child, when in actual fact, if you nourish your body correctly and you exercise moderately, you run a very low risk of that happening, and your body's going to do what it does naturally. Okay, so this is completely ridiculous, the way we are putting so much pressure on new moms. With pregnancy and postpartum, you're more likely to experience changes in multiple aspects of your life, which is something that we kind of lose sight about, because there's so much happening. Sometimes you're not fully aware of exactly the changes you're going through, and sometimes these changes take a very long time for you to adjust to. When is it normal to adjust to changes as a mom? There's no norm for that. 5-6 years down the line, you might still be adjusting with certain aspects of your life, and that is also totally okay. I think we also try as much as possible to find what the norm is, and then we have to judge ourselves or rate ourselves based on what this norm is. And again, that's totally ridiculous. You're going to experience changes in your relationship for sure, especially as a new mom. But not only as a new mom, as a parent, like both of you, you're experiencing changes in a relationship. Maybe your aspirations are changing. Your career is changing. For sure, your independence is changing. If you've ever seen those little fingers come underneath the bathroom door while you're trying to have 5 minutes for yourself, your independence will change. And it looks very different to what it looked like before you were a mom. That's okay. Again, like, these are all normal things that we go through, but it definitely affects us. It rocks our world, like it genuinely does. Physical sort of the stress or the issues that we experience when we've experienced this type of sort of postpartum change, it might just, and most of the time it's an extension or a manifestation of broader discomfort that we're feeling with big change that's happening as a result of becoming a mother. Just let that sink in. So often the physical, we want to control the physical because it's what we've got control over. But the physical discomfort, it's where we manifest. It's tangible. It's something that we can see. So it's something that we can control. So it's a place where we can see progress. So we often go for physical change because that's how we determine whether we're making progress. But it represents, or it manifests, other areas of discomfort manifests in your physical, or your discomfort or unhappiness with your physical appearance. That might just be representative of other areas in your life where you're feeling or experiencing change and discomfort. Okay, that's also normal. Again, a lot of this is very normal. Pressures that new moms face is that we're also pressured to make it look quite blissful, or effortless. And if you have good girlfriends, or other moms where you can get real, but not everyone has that. Even sometimes with the close friends, you wanna appear like you got this, especially if you're a new mom. Maybe there's a bit of like mother-in-law pressure. There's a lot of advice flying left, right, and center, and you wanna feel like people think you know what you're doing. So you want to make it a little bit less hard than it is, or a little bit more blissful. And also there's a level of you looking like you're grateful, or ungrateful if you complain. This is hard, like you're going through changes. Like, how ungrateful, because your body's just done this miracle, produced this beautiful human being, and now you're complaining about why it's hard. I mean, it's hard. You should have known it's hard. Okay, it's also not okay. It's hard, and it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to say, I'm not coping today. Or, I mean, I'm talking 5 years down the line, or even 10. It's hard. Motherhood can be very hard. It's absolutely okay to love your children with every fiber of your being, but not to be in love with every second of motherhood, every second of every day. Okay, that's totally okay. It's okay to go, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm hating this right now. Like, become a mom. It's so fun, right? It's okay. It doesn't mean we don't love our children. It doesn't mean that we're not grateful that we're parents. It just means that we're real about the fact that it is sometimes it's hard. Okay, there should be no guilt. There should be no shame in that. In admitting that it's hard, and I don't think we normalize talking about it enough. I don't think we talk about it enough. We as people like to, when we get together, we like to complain. Hey, we like to say, oh, just the traffic was horrid when I got here. Like, it was such a mission, and oh my gosh, it's so hot today, or it's so cold, or the rain this, or the heat that. We bond over complaining. There's a factor of hiding when things are really difficult that we need to get over, because sometimes just talking about it and having that support and someone actually realizing that's pretty normal themselves, you might actually be doing someone else a favor. I think it was only when I started personal training and instructing Pilates, and when I started coaching, when I dealt with more women, and I actually realized that what I was going through, a lot of my struggles, because I single parented for very long, you have nothing to sort of measure yourself against, and is this how hard it is? It's actually, this is how hard it is. But once you start chatting to people and you start chatting to other moms and you open up and you show that vulnerability, it's often that you realize that this is very normal, and with that comes a little bit more acceptance. But we're talking body image today. Okay, there are many things that are happening under the surface that we are not discussing. Like I said, the physical postpartum body changes that can often last for years, and it can often be quite permanent. This is similar to the tip of the iceberg. So this is the thing we focus on. There's a lot more happening underneath the surface. It's what we focus on. It's what we try and improve in order to have some sense of stability through the storm of change that we experience and we continue to experience as mothers. But manipulating our bodies is not really a sustainable way to find a solution for achieving the normacy you are looking for in your life postpartum. Okay, so yeah, maybe that should also just sink in. Like, controlling the way we look isn't a sustainable way of dealing with issues of change in our lives. As with body image at any stage of your life, whether you're a mom, whether you're male, female, it doesn't matter, whether you're not a parent at all, any stage of body image, your worth cannot be determined by your looks, by the weight on the scale. It cannot. We can feel uncomfortable and unhappy, and I've said this before in other Jeff Eds, at any weight, okay? At any ideal weight, you can still feel uncomfortable and unhappy with your body image. It doesn't stem from achieving this perfect body that we're after. It doesn't guarantee you a positive body image. So the next time you're feeling uncomfortable in your body, or you're longing for your pre-baby body, try this. Okay, try a few of these. Instead of trying to manipulate your body to an attempt to deal with the discomfort that you're experiencing, try asking yourself, in what other areas in your life are you currently experiencing discomfort? Okay. Yes, that's hard. Like, you're actually going to unpack a little bit. It's easy to go like, well, I'm going to exercise and I'm going to eat. I mean, it's not easy, but it's easier to say that, this is the route I'm going to go. I'm going to exercise, I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to feel amazing about myself. But often unpacking why you're feeling so uncomfortable and why your feelings are manifesting in body image, or negative body image, it takes a bit of work. Okay, it's work. Maybe you're having a hard time reconciling who you were before you had children with who you are now. And that's okay. And I'm going to say this a million times. It's so okay. It's okay to struggle with it a couple of years down the line. I still do every now and again. I'm like, well, what was I like before? And there's a big stage after you have a child where you're finding your identity. So you are sort of sifting through, trying this one on, trying that identity. Oh, maybe it's a blend of this and that. Again, totally okay. And give yourself time to find what your new identity is, and also give yourself years. I mean, that's a perfectly normal process. And again, there's no norm as to how long that's supposed to take. You're facing transitions, you're facing quite a lot, maybe relationship. There's obviously a little bit of a distance between a man and a woman when a baby arrives, because there's this little thing that needs more care. And then that's also a very natural process. So how do we get back to that bonded feeling with a partner that sometimes weighs on us as well? And even when our kids are older, it's still hard, because there are these little people who need the attention, and we need to organize the date night. We need to put more effort into the way we look, maybe how we feel, because dress up, put some makeup on if you like. If you don't, totally your vibe. Please don't feel like these are like things you need to tick off a list in order to feel amazing about yourself. It's also very specific to every person, but you need to do what makes you feel good. Okay. We tend to focus on the physical changes yet again. And we don't give enough attention to the deeper things. Okay, when we get uncomfortable, we tend to pinpoint the changes in our bodies and we feel like we can control that. Great. Postpartum bodies also don't determine your worth. So if you're a little bit heavier than you were, if you've got stretch marks, great, you've got your stripes, it's a rite of passage. Your body's changing. I remember postpartum for me, I remember just thinking, oh my gosh, I will never wear a bikini top again. Like my boobs were, sorry guys, if there are any guys watching this, but when you breastfeed, your breasts are not, they're not exactly what you would consider pretty because they're huge and they're sore and they're not. So these types of things make you feel pretty damn unsexy. And I remember I was trying on bikinis with my mom and I was just like in tears in this bathroom trying on my bikini, just going like, I can't actually fit a bikini around these babies at the moment and I will never. And I was like crying and going like, Mom, I'll never fit into something again. It's not permanent. So just the fact that we consider this to be like permanent is also pretty ridiculous. And please don't take this as me like waxing my post pregnancy body image. Or I was very insecure. I was not in the healthiest of relationships, and I pulled myself apart. So I know what it's like if you're looking at me and thinking, yeah, she probably had a great like post pregnancy, bounce back easy, all that nonsense. It was a mental struggle, and I did struggle with postpartum depression. It's a real thing, but again, it couldn't have been dealt with physically. It wasn't a physical change that I needed. It was the fact that I needed to unpack certain things in my life and I needed to deal with the changes that were happening. Okay, there's a strong connection between social media, and yes, I'm going there again, social media and unhappiness with your body image. It's so super easy to get stuck in that comparison trap. And we always say this, all the jet coaches will say this, that comparison is the thief of joy. And as I say that, I get goosebumps because I just think of how many years I wasted comparing myself to these ridiculous women. I think I was scrolling through my news feed, came up the other day, and I said to Piet, who's my partner, I showed him a pic of, these styled women who they match the color of their outfits and then high heels with the color of the pram. And the pram is like rocking some like serious brand. And she's like walking through these beautiful cobble streets. And I'm just thinking, gosh, that woman must be so uncomfortable. And I just laughed at myself and I showed it to Peter and I'm like, you know what? I actually at that stage was comparing myself to these women. Kid you not. And like going like, is that what I'm supposed to look like? Guys, you're not supposed to look like anything. Okay, it's laughable to me now because I'm through it, because I put the work in. But we are so in our own heads about that. Okay, many influencers, especially your fitness influencers, will show you the norm of bouncing back. And this is the same trap I fell into when I was pregnant. I had two people I followed, and I'm not going to name them because they are on their own journeys and they are actually incredible women. But these two women had the fittest pregnancy ever. They looked like they swallowed a little like walnut or something. It just looked gorgeous up until they had their babies. Post pregnancy, they do that. My favorite is when they do the photo in the mirror in the bathroom like a day after they've had their babies, and their tummies are like, it just looks like they have like a 1-day bloat from like pizza or something. It's hilarious. Like I laugh at myself just thinking at how I looked at that, and I kind of like I expected my body to look like that. And it's raw and it's real, guys. It's not always like that. That person is on her own journey. Kudos to her. Incredible if you can do that. But it's not everyone's journey, and you don't need to look like that. Okay, so stop. Put away the flippin' phone, unfollow those people. And I said that in my very first body positivity chat, but I actually unfollowed one influencer specifically who I thought I was following because she had really cool workouts. But then I realized every time I look at her and her workouts and her body and how quickly she bounced back from pregnancy, I started feeling very negative about myself and that my journey wasn't going as fast as hers. And the minute I unfollowed her, I started feeling relief. So again, make sure that you pay attention to how certain influencers make you feel. There are fabulous influencers. I should actually pop it in the comments afterwards that I follow. There are two specifically that I follow who are all about showing you what posed looks like and showing you what real looks like. So how influencers pose, and then literally the next, you just swipe and the next one, she'll show you her cellulite. She'll show you what a relaxed belly looks like, what it looks like when a normal woman sits. Yes, we've got rolls. After pregnancy, we've got skin that's looser than normal. Guys, it's so normal. But looking at these influencers or looking at these fitness, I mean, it's angles and lighting and self-tan. I mean, all these tanning products make you look so vibey, but I'm telling you now that it's a bit of a, like, it is meant to trick you into thinking that they have absolutely no flaws. And it's, again, no criticism to that. If you want to do that, it's your journey, but we have to be conscious about what we consume and what we then program ourselves as normal. Again, guys, ditch it. Another thing that happens when you're breastfeeding or post-pregnancy, you've got lots of time on your hand, you're sitting at home scrolling on the phone. Be careful the first thing you do and the last thing you do at night. First thing in the morning, last thing you do at night. Setting intentions, journaling, having quiet time, meditating, flow. Those are positive things to do morning or evening. Sitting on your social media, scrolling through perfect women pictures, it's going to get you down. Okay, what can we do? We've got a few more minutes. I might run over time. What can we do? I got a couple of steps for you. We can normalize the way that we're feeling. Okay, number one. Okay, positive body image. Again, I said it in the beginning. Positive body image doesn't mean you feel positive about your body every single day. It is a work in progress. It's giving yourself one compliment instead of one like a criticism. Like when you look in the mirror, just go like, you know what, my hair looks amazing today, or my eyes are kind. It's almost like just those positive affirmations instead of you fighting that negative self-talk. But it doesn't mean every day you're going to succeed at it. And that's also okay, right? Choosing body respect, even when the feelings are not there. So maybe you're not feeling so positive about your body today, but do you respect it? Are you going to nourish it the right way? Are you going to take care of it the right way? Think of the way you did when you had when you were pregnant, when you had your baby growing inside you. That type of respect, we need to sort of pull that through to postpartum and for the rest of your life. Women, ladies, do not stop doing that. Self-care is the most important thing because you fill your cup and you can pour from that full cup. I know it's cheesy, but you do not give your loved ones what's left over. You give them the absolute best. So that's also something I say, it's quite cheesy. Don't give others what's left of you, give them the best of you. And you can only do that when you take care of yourself properly. Secondly, set realistic expectations. Goal setting. Okay, you would have heard Jeff one-on-one, we goal set with our clients. You can do that on your normal Jeff Life as well. Make sure that your goals are realistic. Okay, it's super important. Make sure that your goals make you feel good. Okay, an unrealistic goal or like a goal that is huge, could stress you. So how when you've written your goal down, does it make you feel? Maybe you want to lose 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 kilograms, but how does writing that down make you feel? Does it make you feel anxious? Can you break it down into smaller chunks? Can we make it realistic? Can you put someone in place to support you with that? Is it achievable? So, okay, set realistic goals, and your goals should include more than your physical goals. Very important. Okay, your goals, again, coming back to unpacking, If you're feeling negative about your body, have a good think about other areas of your life where you're feeling uncomfortable too. And if that's the case, goals should include those areas of your life where you're feeling uncomfortable and working on them. Okay, so what does that look like? Journal, write them down, unpack these things. All right, pack the scale away. That's my third tip. Don't determine your worth by the weight on the scale. Your weight will fluctuate. Ladies, there's lots happening with those hormones after, even years after. The scale is the best possible instrument to self-sabotage, because when you climb on that scale and it's tiny bit up, you are just done with your day. I mean, you might as well go to bed, because this is obviously going to be a terrible day. Guys, it's not. Okay. Pack the scale away. Some of my ladies who've been on program with me, we never weigh. We only go on measurements and side-by-side visuals, because the weight on the scale can totally sabotage someone's success. And we're all in that all or nothing, like, it's done. Like, the weight is up today, so I'm not going to eat well. And why bother exercising? And all of these fears roll on from just one act of climbing on a scale. Pack it away. Okay. Detox your social media. Let me try and think how many have I got left. Detox your social media. I always say that. Detox. What does that mean? It means unfollow body influences that make you feel negative about your body. Don't start your day with social media. Don't finish your day. Limit the time that you spend. You know, we've all got that summary of how long you're spending on social media. Make it a goal to make it less and less and less. Or follow positive body inspiration or positive influences, because they will change your life. You will look at them and you'll go, okay, that's what it looks like. That's what it's supposed to be like. All right. Guys, we've run out of time, but my last point is get the support. Okay. Again, if you're feeling like daily it's a struggle to be positive, if you're feeling like it's honestly a struggle and it's not something that you're going to fix by talking to friends or family, if you know it's something you really, really need support with, then seek professional advice. If you find that you are having depression, seek professional advice. If you think that you need support by way of this community, make use of it. If you need a coach, I wish I had a coach, and I've said this to many, many of my one-on-one clients. I wish I had a coach when I had my son. I wish I waited a little bit until I was ready to exercise, and then I had someone in my corner just telling me that I could do it, because it would have taken me a shorter period of time to get to a healthier mindset, because the body is just a reflection. It's not necessarily what's going on inside. So guys, mental health, most important. Physical health, make sure those goals are positive. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of questions, a couple of statements. If you agree, if you disagree, if you've got your own experience, please share it with me, popping into the comments now. Also, after we finish this feed, you can still pop questions or statements. Tell me how you feel about it. Like, tell me how you feel as a new mom and what changes you went through. What was your struggle, how you overcame it, perhaps. These are important things, okay? We might be able to help each other there. Okay. Let's see. Catherine's with us. Hi, Keshni. Is it more difficult to lose weight after a baby? I've never struggled so much to lose weight before. It's not necessarily harder or easier post-pregnancy. It all boils down to your formula. So first off, give yourself time to adjust after you've just had a baby. Make sure that you are looking at fueling your body correctly. And if you need advice, if you need support on what does that formula look like, rather reach out to one of the coaches. You can reach out to me and we can chat about it, because it's not just like a yes or a no answer. It is, how much are you spending on your exercise? How much are you moving during your day? How much are you taking in? What is the quality of your calories? And why do you want to lose this weight? Like, have you looked at everything else? Like, it's quite important to look at your relationship with food, your habit loops. But no, I think in short, it's not necessarily harder to lose weight after a baby. I think I thought that of myself, for sure. And I've definitely proven to myself that I had worked hard enough that I could look better than I did before, because I worked on many aspects of my life. So I'm here to also tell you that don't disqualify yourself and say that you're never going to have your pre-body baby back if that is your goal. If your goal is to have your healthiest body, your most functional body, and to rock it as a mom, then definitely you can work towards that. But always make sure that your goals are healthy, and that you're looking at your overall goal and not just physical. But Keshni, no, you can lose weight post-pregnancy. And if you struggle, please reach out to us. We can help. We can definitely help you with habit change and motivation and feeling amazing. All right, guys. We've got Kerry DeBrain saying mother's guilt. It's a real tough one. Belinda, that's why I love my exercise. We owe it to ourselves. Yes, we deserve to have some time out too. Yes, please, guys, make time for yourself. I need to unfollow lots of people. That's Keshni. Oh, please do. Oh, gosh, it's the quickest relief you'll have in your life. Unfollow people. Go onto your social media. Go scroll onto the feeds. And if you feel any sort of party like shaming or negativity, or you feel worse about yourself because you've been there, unfollow and just feel how light that feels. Surely there's such an unrealistic expectation on new mothers to bounce back to your baby body. Yes, I'm busy going through it now with a 3-month-old baby. Yes, Shirley, I'm on the one-on-one program and really need to pace myself and not push too hard. Goal is to be more healthy and fit, not the weight. Yes, and that is a healthy byproduct of being healthy. It's a positive. The weight it's not important. It's how, mentally, physically, it's a manifestation. How are you doing post-pregnancy, and making sure that you're not feeling that pressure. Guys, I'm going to take 1 more minute or 2 more minutes of questions or statements, and then we're going to say goodbye, and I will pop into the comments after this. I just love that we've opened this conversation and we can continue to do so afterwards. Take it easy. Your body will bounce back when it's ready. It's not a race. Yes. And when you're on the one-on-one as well, your coach is actually going to pace you. They're not going to push you and go like, yeah, you're going to go like 3 months postpartum. Let's go for gold. You can do this. Push as hard as you can. They're going to pace you as well. Like they're going to give you that advice so that you don't overdo it. Okay. We still have lots of relaxin in the system, which is we need to be very careful with our joints. We need to do low impact exercises and not high impact to protect those joints. Good. Keshni says, my son is 2 years and I've been trying to meet unrealistic expectations for the last 2 years. I totally get this. Thank you, Liz. That's from Lisa. What an awesome talk and reality check. Lovely, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, guys. Any more statements or questions, please pop it in the comments and we'll chat. Relationship with food is biggest struggle. Thanks, Shirley. Yes, indeed. We often struggle with that. Elsa, great advice. Thank you for joining. I'm going to sign off now. It was so lovely to connect with you all. Please continue the conversation and let's normalize the fact that motherhood is hard at times, and let's talk about it more, and let's bring that into our overall health. Okay. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you very soon. Have a great afternoon.